In today's video, I'm going to break down the exact marketing strategy you need as an auto repair shop to generate 30 to 90 booked appointments every single month for your auto repair shop in 2025. The complete plan, the complete marketing plan that can take you from 30 to 90 to whatever amount of appointments you want every single month without relying on referrals, walk-ins, or even wasting money on bad advertising. You see, this strategy is built upon my over 5 years worth of experience in the paid advertising space, managing over $500,000 per month in ad spend, and directly working with real auto repair shops across the USA and beyond. It works and what fails and what scales. And I'm going to show you exactly in this video, step by step, why most auto repair shops marketing fails, how to build an irresistible offer, what platforms to use, and why you should use these platforms in your marketing strategy in 2025. The exact landing page structure that converts and is going to generate you more appointments for your auto repair shop. And most importantly, how to track and follow up with these leads to get more bookings from every single lead. So let's just break it down right now. My name is Philip, and if you don't know me, I've been on a journey of master paid advertising for the past 4.5, 5 years, and I'm now on a mission to help auto repair shops book more appointments and more jobs so they can increase their car count. And ultimately, I want to help you build the most powerful and consistent auto repair marketing strategy and appointment booking system known to man. So let's start off with point one, and that is understanding the real problem you face in auto repair shop. The first problem you probably face as an auto repair shop in your marketing is probably the fact that you have no consistency. 1 month, let's say for month one, you're generating, let's say 30 appointments, right? Month two, you're generating 5 appointments. Month three, let's say this is a good month and you generate about 40 appointments, right? Now, let's say your goal is to close at least 5 sales. Now, let's say, for example, it takes you 3 appointments to close a sale, right? As you can see, in month one, right, you'll hit your goal of 5 sales. You might even double it. You might get 10 sales, right? Month two, you might only get 2 to 3 sales, right? Month four, might get 10 to 15, right? This is not how you grow your auto repair shop. You can't grow it if you're consistently having on months and off months. You need consistent predictability in your marketing that can produce consistent results in terms of your sales, right? You want months that are consistently, you can say, okay, cool, I'm gonna get 10 sales this month because I know for me to get 10 sales, I have to get 30 appointments, and my system is building upon that, right? So that's the first problem, no consistency, right? So 1 month you're getting this month of leads, and next month you're getting this amount of leads, next month you're getting this, and you're not able to consistently scale your auto repair shop based on that. The second one is no data points. You see, most auto repair shops don't know, right, where the leads are coming from, right? If you don't know where your leads are coming from, how are you going to be able to double down, right, on what works, or even remove what works, right? Can you remove something that doesn't work? How will you know? You won't know what to double down on and what to remove because you have no data. And without data, you can't make any informed decisions. So you'll end up spending money on things that aren't actually delivering your return on investment, and you're going to double down and actually continually get these same results that you're currently getting, right? You see 10 sales, 2 to 3 sales, 1 month, 10 sales, 15 sales next month. It's inconsistent because you have no data point, right? And when it comes to marketing, especially in the auto repair scene, it's data. Data is the biggest thing that you're going to be accumulating over time. Because let's say, for example, we're running a campaign on month one. Let's say it doesn't hit our goal, right? But we got a whole bunch of data, right? If our tracking is correct, right? And then we can actually go from month one only having, let's say, 10 sales, and our goal we can say is, let's say the goal here is 20 sales. Say the goal is 20 sales a month. We can go from month one where we're getting 10, optimize what we've learned based on the data, and by month three, we could be hitting that 10 to 15. Month four, because of all the data we accumulated on month 1, 2, and 3, let's say we're now getting 60 appointments, right? And this now leads to your goal of 20 to 30 sales, right? That's how you hit your goals, right? By having good data sets, right? Without good data sets, you're not going to be able to actually hit your goals, right? Data is the second most important thing. The third mistake and the third problem that you're probably facing as an auto repair shop in your marketing is an over reliance on referrals, right? Word of mouth, right? People talking, etc., etc. But you can't control what one person is saying about you, right? Let's say one person has had an amazing experience, right? And next, they have an amazing experience, and they tell, let's say, two other people, right? Obviously, from that, you could probably get another two clients. But what if this one person doesn't say anything? What if this one person doesn't say anything? You won't be getting any of these referrals. You won't get anything like that. And that's obviously a big problem, because if your goal is to grow your auto repair shop, you can't just be relying on something that is so unpredictable, right? There's no consistency, right? It's not a one-to-one relationship where it's one client for one referral all the time consistently. You're not going to be able to get that. So what you need, so what all of this does, all of this situation, right? Having no consistency in your marketing, right? Getting inconsistent results, not tracking, not getting good data. This lack of referrals, or consistent reliance on referrals. What does this all breed? It all breeds something called your fragmented approach. You now have a fragmented approach to your marketing. You maybe one month you think I should do SEO, right? And next month you think I should do paid ads, right? You do some PPC campaigns. Next month maybe you do some boost posts on FB, on Facebook, right? This is no consistent plan. It's just inconsistency. This breeds inconsistency because there's no cohesion within the elements that are feeding into each other. In a marketing strategy, what you should be looking for is something that is cyclical, right? One part of your marketing system feeds into the other, and then that feeds into another, right? Let's say your Facebook ads could feed into your email marketing, and then your email marketing could feed back into your Facebook ads through something like remarketing. But if you don't have this system, you don't have a consistent feedback loop and a consistent system that is producing consistent results, you won't be able to produce these cyclical results that actually produce the result that you want, and that is more sales, right? More sales equals more money for your shop, right? And that's what you want ultimately. So all of this, the key problem here is you have, let's say, no consistency, you have no data, you're relying on referrals, maybe you have a fragmented approach where month one you're doing SEO, month two you're experimenting with PPC, month three you're experimenting with Facebook boost posts. No, and this, like we talked about, there's no cyclical nature in your marketing where something feeds into the other, and obviously you're losing. Instead of you gaining dollars, you're losing dollars, right? It's a negative dollar sign, right? This all stems from ultimately a lack of ownership, right? So let's just make a little crown, right? This is like my drawing of a crown, right? King or queen of your kingdom, right? There's your crown with the jewels and stuff, right? There's no ownership, right? Many people, they outsource their marketing before they have built a system that they can control, right? You end up hiring people that don't have a system, and you end up not knowing exactly what is. You honestly have no. Another problem you face is probably the fact that there's no ownership, right? This is until you take ownership for your decisions, until you take ownership for your marketing, nothing will improve, right? It's like a king or a queen running their kingdom, and they don't even know what's going on, right? You need to treat marketing like an engine. If one part is missing, let's say your conversions, your traffic, or your follow-up, it breaks down. You need every part to be working together in sync, right? Everything working together in sync. Just like when you're working on an engine, right? If, let's say, one part of the engine isn't working, it's going to have a compound effect and a domino effect on the rest of the engine, how it's operating. So how do we fix this obvious problem that we're facing, right? The first step, right? Step one in this is having a no-brainer offer. Straw brain, right? You have to have a no-brainer offer, right? This is one of the biggest like parts of your marketing system, and probably the most important, the one that people don't want to talk about, the part that most people won't even mention to you, but this is what drives it. When it comes to your marketing, what is probably not the first thing you need to look at when it comes to your marketing is not the parts, but rather you should be looking at the core. And the core of your marketing is your offer. What are you offering to the market? Now, you might be wondering, what is a no-brainer offer? A no-brainer offer is something that is so good, right? Something that's so good, right? That you would actually feel stupid to say no to it, right? Something that is so good that you'll actually be stupid to say no to it, right? Now, here's a few examples of a no-brainer offer. Let's say, for example, you could have a free brake inspection, right? Let's say advertising your brake repair service, say a free brake inspection, right? Free brake inspection, right? Plus, let's say 50% off your service, right? 50% off your service. When someone sees this ad and they're looking for brake repair, right? For example, and they see your ad, a free brake that includes a free brake inspection and 50% off, it almost feels dumb for them to not go for it. And what you could even do is you could even add on today only, right? To increase the likelihood of them today only, right? Today only. To increase the likelihood of them having the urgency to actually buy this offer, right? So here's another one, right? Let's say you're doing oil changes, right? You could say $75 off an oil change, right? Plus, so you can $75 off, plus a free multi-point inspection, right? Ultimately, right, with these offers, you want to be building an offer that is so good that it almost seems crazy that people won't be clicking on it. Especially if, let's say, especially if this is extremely important when you're advertising specific services, because your service that you're advertising should specifically speak to the offer should specifically speak to the service that you're advertising for, right? So when it comes to no-brainer offers, right, there are a few key elements, right? The first one is time sensitive, right? You need it to be time sensitive. It has to be like, for example, today only, right? Or let's say this weekend only, or in the next 48 hours, etc. Time sensitive, right? The second one, right? The second component that builds a no-brainer offer is a high perceived value, right? Not to you, but to them. What is valuable to them, right? A high value service, right? High perceived value, right? It doesn't even have to be high value to you. It could be just to them. Like, what do they see as something that's extremely valuable to them, right? And the next thing is something, the no-brainer offer has to be extremely specific, right? It has to be specific, going down to one key point, right? Specific. You can't have a vague offer like 10% off your service, etc. It has to be specific to the service that you're advertising for, right? This is your key. Your marketing, this is the key to the car almost in your marketing, and that is your offer, right? This is the most important part of your marketing, and that is your offer, right? So your offer has to be time sensitive, high value, and extremely specific to the service that you're offering, right? A good offer doesn't just attract more leads, it improves the quality of those leads. And you want to be, you want price resilient customers, not discount chasers. And having a great offer is going to allow you to increase the price resilience of your customers, because they're already primed in terms of getting a high value service to spend more with your shop, right? Because it's already the offer is already compelling enough and specific enough and time sensitive enough to satisfy the need specifically. So once you've got the offer, right? This is step one, right? Once you've got the offer, what do you do next? The next thing you need to do is you need to run paid ads with intent-based and interest-based traffic together, right? So one place to run ads is pretty common, and it's called Google Ads, right? And the good thing about Google Ads is that it's best for people who are searching actively for auto repair help. And what I mean by that is it's people who are searching for help immediately, right? And that's going to give you the highest value customers because they actually need your help immediately, right? And you won't be targeting bottom of the funnel keywords. So when we talk about funnel and marketing, you might hear this phrase all the time from a bunch of marketing people, but ultimately it's just levels of interest, right? So you could have some people here that's, let's say, a level 1 interest, right? 1 being like low interest, and that's the top of the funnel. Those are people who are maybe just mildly aware of their problem, but they don't know that they have a problem. 2 could be people who know they have a problem, but aren't ready to actually act on their problem. And 3, the bottom of the funnel is people who know they have a problem and are willing to act. And we want to be marketing to these people here on level 3, right? And how we get to those people like that is by targeting Google Ads specific keywords at the bottom of the funnel. So keywords like auto repair near me, brake repair in, let's say, Texas, if that's the city you live in, right? Or the city that your shop is in. And the reason why we target those is because you have to think in terms of the searcher. Why is the person searching this search, right? Why is someone searching near me, right? Just think about it. They're searching near me because there's a certain level of urgency. There's a certain level of urgency. And that urgency is making them wonder who is near me that can help solve my problem. And that is how you target people at the bottom of the funnel, because these people are actively looking to solve their problem, right? So you're going to be looking for keywords that have near me in a specific city. So let's say if you're in Atlanta, you could say in ATL, etc. Boom, right? That is how you target people at the bottom of the funnel, right? And that is Google Ads. And then, so that's what you need. So the first thing you need to do is you need to use Google Ads, right? And the second component with this, in addition to Google Ads, is you want to use Facebook ads, right? And Facebook and IG ads. And remember, Facebook and IG are all part of the Meta universe. So when you advertise on Facebook, it's very easy to advertise on IG as well, right? So Facebook is great for building brand presence and retargeting. So you can retarget people on Facebook ads very easily. When they're searching for something on Facebook, you can easily target them using Facebook ads. And what you want to do with Facebook ads is you want to use images and videos showing your team, your shop, and before and after results. And you're going to retarget people who have visited your website and but did not convert, right? You might ask, what is retargeting? Retargeting is something really cool where, let's say this person. Actually, let's do this, right? Let me do this. Let's say this person here is searching on their phone, chilling, and they go to your website, right? They see your website, and then they leave, right? They go somewhere else, right? Let's just put that home, right? Let's say they go home, right? But they've left your website, right? You want to always be able to re-engage with this person here who's interacted with your website. And how do you do that? It's by using retargeting ads. Retargeting ads. They allow you to use, let's say, Facebook and IG, Facebook, and also you can also say IG and also Google Ads to retarget this person, right? Initially, you could even get them, like we said, into the funnel, right, into your marketing system using Google Ads and Facebook, right? And when I say Facebook, I also mean IG. Initially, contact them, right? So you initially show your shop and you offer 2. So let's say here, Your offer, your offer is displayed to them using Facebook and Google Ads. They go to your website, right? And then let's say they leave, right? And then you can always retarget them and get them back in the funnel. So you save and you maximize the amount of people who are actually clicking on your ad in the first place, right? So at a high level, that's what you want to be doing, right? But these are just two different parts. Facebook ads and Google ads. You want a unified strategy where you can use Google to catch the leads, Google and Facebook ads to catch hot leads, and then you can use Meta to warm them back up, and even you can use Meta and Google again to warm them back up and bring them back using retargeting. Remember, your best customer might not convert the first time when they see your ad, but if you retarget them with a strong offer, the second and third touch point really seals the deal. So now the fourth step, right, is especially once you've gotten the ad, right? Let's say you targeted them, etc. Let's talk a little bit about this website, right? What must you be sending them to when they click on your ad? Most people, whenever they create advertisements, they usually send them to the homepage. And I'm just going to tell you right now, that is one of the worst mistakes you can do, sending someone to the homepage. Why? Because you're advertising 5 different services, 20 different services, right? You could be having oil change, right? You could have brakes, you could have engine repair, right? Engine. And all of these aren't relevant to what the person actually needs. So what you need, instead of sending to a homepage, you want to be sending them to a specific landing page, right? And the keys to a great landing page are a headline that matches the ad, right? So the headline must match the ad, right? And if the ad is for brakes, like let's say for example brakes, let's say it's a brake ad, the headline should be brakes as well, right? So the ad and the headline on the landing page should match. That's the first thing. The second thing is a clear offer, right? Your landing page must have your offer extremely clear and to the point so they know that they clicked on the right ad that is going to give them the offer that attracted them in the first place. And then you want to have a call button, right? We want to have a call button, right? You want to have a call button that they can easily call from and call your shop, and also a booking form, right? And a booking form, right? So they can book appointments. These are going to be your main call to actions, right? And what's going to be driving bookings for your shop, right? And these will equal bookings, right? These equal bookings. Just like that. And then obviously for people to believe this headline, for people to believe this offer, and for people to actually believe that they should call and book, for example, with your shop, you want to have trust signals. You want to build trust. And how do you build trust online? On the wild, wild west of online, www, right? You want to use reviews, you want to use things like real photos, certifications, etc. And then lastly, you want to have FAQs, frequently asked questions, just to beat any objections, right? You could even add, as a bonus, you could even add a 60-second video explaining who you are, your offer, and why they should book with you right now, just to also build a little bit more familiarity. You want to think of your landing page like it's your best salesperson. You think of your landing page like your best salesperson. It should sell 24/7 without needing a break, right? Without needing a break. And then second last thing is in step 5 is you want to track every lead and call and booking. So last thing is tracking. You want to make sure you're tracking every single lead, call, and booking. You want to install things like call tracking so you can know exactly where your ads are coming from. You want to use form tracking as well so you can track clicks, submissions, and where people are coming from when they click on your ad, right? You want to use things like Google Analytics and the Meta Pixel so you can retarget them effectively. And then ultimately, you want to record calls if you can with consent, and it helps you improve your front desk conversion because yes, you can get people into the door in terms of your ads, but if you aren't recording your phone calls, you won't be able to actually convert them more consistently into sales, right? And then you want the main KPIs you want to be tracking as well, KPIs as well, right? And the main KPIs that I recommend you track are cost per lead, cost per booked appointment, and your call to booking ratio. And we're going to be testing whatever cost to be testing and ensuring that we're improving these metrics through our tracking, right? Remember, whatever gets measured gets managed. So most auto repair shop owners don't have a clue what their cost per appointment is, and that's why they can't scale. So the reason why most people can't scale their auto repair shop is literally because they don't track, right? And if you aren't tracking, you won't be able to scale and increase your sales, right? Remember, scaling is a direct result of measuring your key metrics and improving upon them, right? Now, the last point when it comes to your marketing system that you need in 2025 is you need to install follow-up systems that reduce lost leads, right? So you want to be using things like SMS follow-up systems where you can even have one touch point, let's say on one day, second SMS on another day, third SMS, fourth SMS, fifth SMS, even sixth SMS for someone that hasn't booked, right? But they've given their phone number in the form, following up with them, encouraging them to book, right? Same thing with email, right? You can have the same email follow-up system as well, right? Encouraging them to book, right? And this will ultimately equal more money because more bookings equal more money, right? This will increase your profitability. Then you can also, like we said, you can use retargeting ads, right? Retargeting ads. Someone clicks on your ad, right? They leave, put a T there, they leave. Your retargeting ad brings them back to your ad, right? It's a consistent cycle, right? You can run loyalty campaigns where you can run ads and emails for tire rotations, oil changes, even inspections. And then you also want to have a missed call automation system where if, let's say, if you miss a call, you can easily send out a text that it was missed, and you make sure that you follow up, right? And ultimately, when it comes to your follow-up system, you want to have SMS, email, and here's another one that people forget is calls, right? And it's the same thing. You can even say 3 to 6 follow-ups, right? Right? Follow-ups. So you want to have SMS follow-ups, call follow-ups, and email follow-ups, up to 6 follow-ups for each lead, right? Just to ensure that you're maximizing the booking. Until someone says no to you, right? Or F off, that's when you should stop, right? But consistently follow up. I know some of my clients even do up to 8 follow-ups, and we see amazing results with that. Remember, the average business loses about 50% of their leads because they have no follow-up system. That's like buying traffic and letting them walk out the door. So with this entire system, guys, right? With this entire system of understanding firstly why people don't, the real problem with marketing, auto repair marketing. So by understanding this whole system, understanding firstly what the biggest problem is with auto repair marketing in 2025, and then moving on to creating your own no-brainer offer, an offer that people cannot say no to, right? And then running paid advertising to that offer, and then sending your traffic that you're getting through paid advertising to a high converting landing page, and then tracking every lead, call, and booking. And then ultimately having a follow-up system, you'll be able to actually scale auto repair shop and generate more bookings for your shop. So if you enjoyed this video, definitely leave a like and subscribe to the channel down below for more auto repair marketing